exact time. Good evening. Welcome to the City of Paris Planning Commission meeting, October 1st, 2025. We're actually in the fall, believe it or not. And the first agenda item, again, welcome. It's cool up here, so I don't know about down there. Our first item is the roll call, and conducted by our Commission Secretary.
Commissioner Lopez.
Here.
Excuse me. Commissioner Jimenez.
Here.
Commissioner Menez.
Here.
Vice Chair Shively.
Here.
Chair Hammond.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Lopez.
Please stand for the pledge.
Thank you very much, sir. And there's no bugs. There's no presentation at this time. We move on to item. What is this? Item 5, consent calendar. Approval of Planning Commission minutes for September 17, 2025. Oh, you want to do it now?
Mr. Chair, if I can
Oh,
put in
no. Okay.
a request to move item 7, public comment, to
Okay.
after presentations. And also item 6B, it's listed on the agenda as a public hearing item. It should be under business items for discussion only.
Okay. Okay, 6B. And we're moving item 7 after item 6A?
6B. 6A will remain as a public hearing item.
No, I mean the public comment. We're moving the public comment before 6B.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the public comment item would be now, before the consent calendar, so it'd be the new item 5.
Oh, before the consent calendar. Oh, good thing you caught me.
Yeah, so it would be, you just did presentations, so you
Okay,
would be
so
on.
item 5 will be
comment.
public comment. Okay, got it. At this time, we will have public comment on any item not on the agenda, currently on the agenda. Anyone from the public who wishes to address the commission regarding items not on the agenda may do so at this time and walk up to the podium and wait for the chairperson to recognize you. And at this time, we open up public comment. Or is there any public comment? Seeing none, not even the city, okay. Seeing no public, wait a minute, wait. You're public, okay. At this time, we close the public comment portion and then move on to the consent calendar. Approval of Planning Commission minutes, September 17, 2025. Any corrections, deletions, additions? Okay, seeing none. At this time, we open up for public comment on the consent calendar item A. Any public comment on the consent calendar item A? Seeing none, we close the public comment portion and bring it back for a motion.
I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion for approval.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Shively. Vice Chair Shively,
I'll second.
and seconded by Commissioner Menace.
Commissioner Lopez.
Abstain.
Hey, what's going on?
Commissioner Jimenez.
Yes.
Commissioner Menez.
Yes.
Vice Chair Shively.
Yes.
Chair Hammond.
Yes.
Thank you.
With a vote of 4-0 and 1 abstain, this motion is approved.
Thank you very much. And if I'm correct, we are moving on to the public hearing, item 6A, right? Okay. I'll get it. I didn't have any coffee, but I'll still get it. Okay. Item 6A. Specific Plan Amendment 25-00001. This was continued from September 17, 2025 Planning Commission meeting. Now, this is a proposal to amend the Green Valley Specific Plan to rezone 3.4 acres within Planning Area 57A. It's generally located at the northeast corner of Murrieta Road and Watson Road from open space zone to public facility zone. To facilitate construction of a future fire station as planned for and identified in the original specific plan, and determine that the specific plan amendment is in conformity with the city's general plan. The applicant is the City of Paris, and requested action is adopt Resolution 2523, recommending that the City Council adopt the fifth addendum to the previously certified environmental impact report for the Green Valley Specific Plan, State Clearinghouse number, I won't read all that, pursuant to sections 15162 and 15163 of the California Environmental Quality Act guidelines. And no substantial changes would occur with respect to the circumstances of the proposed project that would require major revisions of the certified EIR. Approve the specific plan amendment, number 25-00001. Here's the key: to rezone 3.40 acres within Planning Area 57A from open space to public facility, to facilitate the future development of a fire station, and determine that the proposed specific plan amendment is in conformance with the city's adopted general plan on the findings contained in the resolution. Not that we would have any expertise, but do we have any site visits or any other things pertaining to this project?
I have none.
I drove by the site.
I drive by the site often.
I've been by the site as well.
Yes, several times by the site. Thank you. And Mr. Nathan Perez, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for the introduction and members of the Planning Commission. The first item we have before you is the Green Valley Fire Station Specific Plan Amendment. And some background information about this project. Green Valley was actually approved and adopted by the City Council in 1990. And also, as part of the adoption, 3 potential fire station sites were identified in planning areas 7, 18, and 29 within the Green Valley Specific Plan area, as shown on the exhibit. There was a mitigation measure that was adopted also, which required a fire station to be operational prior to occupancy of the 1,000 dwelling unit. Currently, there's 2 fire stations in operation. The first one is 333 Placencia Avenue in North Paris. And the second one is really close to us. It's 105 South F Street within the downtown Paris Specific Plan area. Due to rapid development, there's been a need for emergency services in the southern part of Paris, and this is an SPA to facilitate the construction of that fire station. In coordination with the Public Safety Commission, multiple alternative locations were evaluated. It started off with Planning Area 7, 18, 29 through the Public Safety Committee, consisting of city officials, city staff, and CAL FIRE personnel. Planning Area 57A, which is shown in the black box, located east of Murrieta Road and north of Watson Avenue, was identified as the most suitable location for a future fire station, very centralized. Most recently, the City Council on May 13, 2025, Raintree deeded over the property or formally transferred the property to the City of Paris. As you can see per the aerial, the site is currently vacant, and it consists of 3.4 acres surrounded by vacant land to the north, east, south, and to the west is a future Murrieta Road booster station, which is currently being constructed as we speak, or not as we speak. Here's a site photo east of the site, and here's a site photo west across Murrieta Road, and this is an EMD project. They're currently constructing the Murrieta Road booster station. So there's 2 components of the SPA. The first component is to rezone 3.4 acres from open space to public facilities to facilitate the construction of a future fire station. And also, as part of the SPA, pursuant to Government Code Section 65402, the future fire station, city staff is required to make determination that the future fire station is consistent with the general plan. City staff has evaluated, and the specific plan amendment and construction of the fire station are consistent with the land use element and safety element of the general plan as follows. It's consistent with goal number 3 of the land use element, commerce and industry to provide jobs for residents at all economic levels, and consistent with the safety element, goal 5.9, to ensure that the city maintains adequate facilities and fire service personnel in conformance with the city's fire services strategic plan, also known as the Local Hazard Mitigation Plan. So in conclusion, staff recommends that the Plan Commission recommend to the council to adopt Resolution 25-23, adopting the 5th addendum to the previously certified environmental impact report for the Green Valley Specific Plan pursuant to sections 15162 and 15163 of the California Environmental Quality Act guidelines, and approve specific plan amendment 250001 to rezone approximately 3.4 acres from planning area 57A from open space to public facility to facilitate the future development of the fire station, and determine that the proposed specific plan amendment is in conformance with the city's adopted general plan based on the findings contained in the resolution. This concludes my presentation. I'm here to answer any questions. And just to let you know, this is a city-sponsored project.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. And at this time, are there any questions of the city planner?
Thank you, Nathan, for the presentation. Just a couple questions. Per city code, is there a requirement that if we rezone open space, does it have to be replaced or relocated at a different part of the city?
There isn't one. To replace the open space area, there isn't a requirement.
Okay.
But there is a requirement to provide a fire station.
Okay, got you. And this will fulfill that requirement because you said this will be the 3rd location.
That's correct.
Okay. And as far as like the elevations of the fire station, does that have to go through a different committee? Does CAL FIRE take care of that, or how does that go? Like, what's the process for the elevations of the building?
Well, most likely it'll probably go back to the Public Safety Committee. It's an administrative process
Okay.
that they're going to review, and it also has to do with, how much money they have available to construct it. But I'm not sure if Patricia wants to add anything else, but it's an administrative review and approval.
Got you.
That is correct.
Yeah, it's administrative. Okay. No worries. Thank you so much.
So, Brad, at the intersection of Marietta Road and Case Road, interaction between what is a truck route and the fire trucks, has that been worked out already, or is that something that has to be planned out?
Sorry, I don't fully understand the question. Is it as far as turning radius for the trucks?
In just the interaction between trucks and the fire trucks.
Yeah, so I mean, that would be all worked out during the design. So right now, we are in the design phase just strictly for the fire department, the building. But there are some offsites that are going to be associated with this when construction comes about. We need to widen Marietta Road to accommodate the truck turning movements, not just at that intersection of Marietta and Case, but at the actual site of the fire station as well. So there are a few items, sewer, water, we're still working on that as well. So once we get the funding and once the design is finalized, the idea would be obviously to take this out to bid for construction.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You answered one of my questions, the expansion. Now, the multifamily to the north has not been developed. Nothing in that area has been developed. I guess my question is, what would the impact be? Because that is own school right next to it. Did we look at that when we were considering the best location and maybe placing that school somewhere else, rezoning another area for school?
Yeah, I can't speak in behalf of the Public Safety Committee, but it was selected as the prime, fire station location. They had all this information in front of them, so they were able to make this decision.
Okay. And have we done any studies, or are there any studies that kind of give us a guideline of how many fire stations per population or as it grows and things like that? Do we have a guidance on that?
That was all looked at when it went to Public Safety Committee, which includes CAL FIRE, and to ensure that the location is the most suitable location for the fire station. This is one of the sites that doesn't involve any, it's not compromised by being in an airport influence area. It's not within the MSHCP area. So it's the most suitable location for a fire station to serve the southerly side of the city.
I would have liked to know. Like, that would have been helpful, just for guidance, just to have that information. I would have liked to have, just as forethought, as our city grows, like, are we going to eventually need another fire station? Just so that, I think for us, for me at least, I can't speak for my fellow commissioners on this one. It would have been helpful for me to, like, think ahead as our city's developing, and then we are rezoning some areas to now it's not R6000, but some areas are multifamily. So that would have been helpful just for me to, like, keep in the back of my mind, because I know it's needed there. Like, I know that there's a need, but just for future thinking when we are doing redesignations or zoning a little bit differently or something like this, where the school's right there just for that purpose, the airport's right there. So it's a prime location that I'm just trying to, like, have more information, so that would be helpful, so that we knew the steps that were taken, who saw this, what the discussions were, just so that I was a bit more informed.
Right, just keep in mind that the item before you is for a rezoning. We're not looking at the project itself. That will be evaluated administratively and also by the Public Safety Committee.
Yeah, I didn't have much. I was just looking. I didn't see. Yeah. This is far away now, right? Is there something I done, or maybe I eat garlic or something? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I understand. This was probably goes back several years before even probably most of them were here. So this has been in the plans for years, and the school's been in the plans. And so I don't know if I should be saying how I feel about it now, or just ask the question since there's no public comment. But in essence, out of all the choices, you have Case Road to the north, you have Watson. So it's a main street, which is one of the reasons why you do this. You don't want them on the side roads, or Green Valley Road where it's winding. You don't want it there. So you just like on Placentia, it's a main street, and there's things like that. So that's the main reason. So anyway.
Chair Hammond, just to clarify, this is a public hearing item.
Okay.
It's the other item that doesn't have public comment.
Oh, okay.
Just wanted to make sure, because
Thank
you
you.
said there wasn't public comment, but there is
Okay,
for
I'm
this
all over the place here, so, yeah, they moved it, so they moved me. Okay, thank you. I think the thing is, the school has been planned for years. My only question would be that open space is next to the school, so the school would have access. The only question I have, not the fire, is the school would have access past the fire department to get to the street. So I guess that open space would either be something that future development for the school, because it is open space, because it looks trapped. There's no road, and Watson Road, I'm assuming, is going to have to be done, because I think it's dirt road right now. So that would, even as part of this, would have to have some, I don't know, if that would be city, county, who would be responsible, since this is a city project? The only question who would be responsible for doing Watson Road? And also, that would have to be access from the school to go to Watson Road. So I'm assuming that's the way it was worked out. So the fire station being there, you have an open space in between, but it would have to be Watson Road would have to be paved, I'm assuming, right?
So the fire station at this point, the direct access would be Marietta Road, but
Yeah.
as you're mentioning, with the whole Green Valley specific plan, once the tracks get developed, Watson Road will be extended to punch through to Case Road to the east, and that would be a local corridor all the way through from Marietta to Case Road, all the way through on Watson, and then, yeah, the school would have access to Watson, and then potentially there'd be another access road on the north side of the fire station, but that's still all being looked at this point. The school would have access off Watson Road primarily.
Okay, so if the fire trucks needed to go down Watson Road to Case, they could still, it would be paved to do Watson Road, or for whatever reason, they may have to go Watson Road, it's a faster route. Obviously, Ethernet would be the other choice, and you'd have Case Road.
At this point, the Watson Road wouldn't be tied necessarily to the fire
this.
station. It would be tied to
Whatever other projects.
the other future housing developments.
Okay. Okay. It's been there a long time, guys, about as long as I've been in this city, so that's a shame. Either I was real young or I'm real old. I don't know which one it is. Okay. Okay. So unless there's any other questions, I don't have any. I'm pretty much straightforward. And we are talking about, maybe I'm thinking about the other one. Is this one, I'm asking you, the general plan conformity, is this one for this one too, well as the other one?
Yeah, this item and the other item both have a general plan conformity, which on its own doesn't require public hearing, but this
Right.
item has a specific plan amendment, and so that's why there's a public hearing for this one.
Okay, so if we mention that, we have to mention the general plan conformity as part of the,
It's in the resolution.
okay, okay.
The resolution has a general plan conformity finding as well as the
Okay.
recommendation of approval of the specific plan amendment. So you would need to call for public comment for
Right, right.
this item.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was looking at. Okay, sure, okay. Okay, thank you very much, Nathan. Yeah. And at this time, we do open up for public comment on this agenda item. And anyone who has a public comment is welcome to come to the podium. I see Lupita getting ready to come up, but I guess not. Okay, seeing none for public comment, we close the public comment. I'm not sure if we come back for discussion since it is on those items, or any discussion on this item.
No, I think that the fire station is welcome to the general vicinity and south of Paris as well, so.
I also think it will, but having worked at an elementary school and just fire trucks driving by is a huge concern for me. It is so distracting, the way the sound carries, it's, especially for students that have had traumatic experiences, to hear the fire trucks going off can also be a trigger for them. So I'm hoping, and that's why I wanted a little bit more information about like the behind the scenes conversations that happened, to see if stuff like that had come up. I'm sure they did, or seeing if there was anything where they said maybe the school can go in this open space over here, or maybe moving it away, just because the sound carries really, really, really far, and they come on so quickly. There isn't like a slow buildup. It's just an immediate. So if you're sitting there doing silent reading, or you have a student that's having a major behavioral situation, that sound can re-escalate, even for adults that have had traumatic experience. So I guess I'm kind of disappointed that it's so close to something that is zoned a school. It's not built, but I'm thinking about all the factors that go into that when we're thinking about students. So, Mr. Brown, would you tell us, or do we see this normally, or are there ways to mitigate it? What can we do?
So in planning for this fire station, there were a lot of conversations between, obviously, city staff and the Riverside County Fire Chief. And one of the things that was discussed, it's not on the screen right now, but when you show the specific plan area, if you don't mind bringing that back up, the fire station, not only is it adjacent to the school site, although they have different roadway access. The access for the fire station is Murrieta and Watson for the school, but obviously then you have it adjacent to multifamily as well. So one of the main concerns is noise, just like you brought up. And one of the things that the fire chief was explaining to the city is that it's their regular practice to minimize the use of sirens in residential and school areas. That, like, what they intend to do is when they pull out here and either travel north by the multifamily or down south by the other residential, they really won't use the sirens unless absolutely necessary, like when they get to the intersections or things like that. When they get away from residential areas and are traveling faster, then they'll use the sirens more. It's more as they increase speed. So that is one of the things that was discussed in the addendum, this fifth addendum here. Another issue with regards to noise here is also being so close to the school and homes there is one of the large sources of noise from like fire trucks, just like large semi-trucks, is backup beepers. So what the fire department intends to do here is have a circular system there with 2 driveways on the site so that the fire trucks and all the passenger vehicles will go in one driveway, go behind the building and drive into the building. And then when the fire trucks leave, they go straight out onto Murrieta so that there's no backup beepers, at 2 a.m. when they, get back, from a call or something like that. Also shown in the addendum is a conceptual site plan for the fire station. Like it's not the final plan, but it's what the fire department is thinking of. And as of right now, only the western half of this site would really be developed with the fire station. And they're anticipating about 170-foot approximate setback between the fire station and the school. So they were taking these things into consideration in siting this station.
Thank you. That was what I was hoping, because I have seen fire stations where they exit and it's just the lights, and then they don't turn on the siren until a lot later, and there are mitigation. And I guess when we develop the school and the multi-home, then we can kind of put up those, and I think they would be inclined to do it initially just to protect sound and quality of life in those areas.
Yeah, that is standard practice of the fire department. That's our understanding.
Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And obviously, it's a long wait, several years, but the location wasn't just randomly picked. It's on a major street thoroughfare. And obviously, I'm assuming that my last point is that the final design plans, solid plans will come before us, or will it go directly to administrative? So, okay. That makes a big difference. That's one reason we're asking. Okay. So long overdue, guys, long overdue. And thank you very much to all who worked on it, public safety, the whole bit. So I didn't know that was EWD across the street. They've got, geez. I mean, the water goes from there and right across the street. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No more discussion? We should be good. Okay. And we recommend the Planning Commission recommend to the City Council to adopt Resolution 2523. The fifth addendum to the previously certified environmental impact report for the Green Valley Specific Plan pursuant to the 5162, 15163 California Environmental Quality Act, and approve specific plan amendment 25-0001 to rezone 3.4 acres with planning area 5782 from open space to public facility. So there's a development of a fire station. And that is conformance to the city's adopted general plan based on the findings contained in the resolution. There are no addendums, no add-ons. And with that, we would have a motion for approval, if we have it.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. It's moved by Commissioner Lopez
I'll second.
and seconded by Commissioner Menez. Menez, I'm sorry.
Menez.
I know, I got to say Menez. We can do voice if it's not coming up. We can always do voice.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Yes.
Vice Chair, Commissioner Menez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shively,
Yes.
Chair Hammond.
Yes.
With a vote of 5-0, this motion is approved.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for filling us in on that. See, you thought it was just me saying Jimenez and Menez. See? Okay, with that, we move on to item 6B, General Plan Conformity 25-0004, a general plan conformity determination for the city to proceed with development of a new .72 acre parking lot expansion across from the street from the city's Public Works maintenance yard at 1015 South G Street in the Employment Plaza zone of the Downtown Pacific Plan. Once again, the applicant is the City of Paris, which means we'll vote it down immediately, right? Yeah. Requested action, adopt resolution 25-25, determining that the proposed parking lot expansion for the Public Works maintenance yard on .72 acres located on the west side of G Street between 7th Street and Case Road is consistent with the city's general plan. Based on findings contained in the resolution, all I would ask is whether any site visits or any, doubt any communication, but any site visits or anything.
I have none.
I drive past the site very frequently.
I have none.
Drive by the site very frequently.
Yes, right by the site quite frequently. Repeat, it's all yours.
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. Good evening, Commissioners and City staff. Thank you, Chair Hammond, for the introduction. To provide you with some background information, the City of Paris owns a .72 acre lot across the street from the Public Works Maintenance Yard, which is located at 1015 South G Street. The parking lot for the City of Paris Public Works Department is in need of an expansion, as the existing lot can no longer adequately accommodate the growing fleet and equipment needed to meet the community's needs. However, before the city can begin development of a city-owned lot, a general plan conformity determination is required, pursuant to Government Code Section 65402, which is the reason the application is before you tonight. As a matter of information, a separate administrative development plan review application is being processed for the expansion of the Public Works Maintenance Yard parking lot. And tonight's action is solely on the project being consistent with the city's general plan. The project site is located on the west side of G Street between 9th Street and Case Road in the Employment Plaza zone of the Paris Downtown Specific Plan. Surrounding uses include a single-family residence and vacant land in the Employment Plaza of the Paris Downtown Specific Plan to the north, G Street and the Public Works Maintenance Yard and the Employment Plaza of the Downtown Paris Specific Plan to the east, vacant land in the Village Walk District of the Paris Downtown Specific Plan to the west, and automobile repair uses in the Employment Plaza of the Paris Downtown Specific Plan to the south. In this exhibit, the Public Works Maintenance Yard is depicted on the right side, outlined in a solid red line. And the parking lot expansion is shown on the left side, outlined in a dashed red line. The proposed project conforms with the general plan based on these findings. Number one, the proposed parking lot would expand the existing Public Works Maintenance Yard and support the area's civic purpose by facilitating essential municipal operations. Number two, the development of the new parking lot supports the goals and policies outlined in the city's general plan by encouraging continued investment in the downtown area and enhancing the city's capacity to provide services that meet the community's growing needs. And number three, the project complies with the Employment Plaza of the Downtown Paris Specific Plan, which allows expansion of administrative and professional office uses. The project is categorically exempt from the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to Section 15332 Infill Development Projects. Sorry, once. just trying to go to the next slide. There we go. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission adopt Resolution 25-25, which determines that the proposed parking lot expansion for the Public Works Maintenance Yard is in conformance with the city's general plan, based on the findings contained in the resolution. This concludes my presentation. I am available to answer any questions that you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much, as usual. This time, we have any questions for staff regarding this particular item?
Just to clarify, the site that we're looking at right now is a city-owned property.
That is correct.
And as far as like, currently, as we sit, there's no elevations or any plans, like specific plans on how it's gonna look.
That is correct. That is going to be an administrative process, so they are submitting a separate development plan review, administrative development plan review for the review of the actual layout of the parking lot.
Got you. So this is just the first step before they could start that process.
Correct.
Okay, got you. Thank you.
I have one quick question. Is this parking lot for staff or is it for Public Works vehicles?
It's for Public Works vehicles, mainly just work trucks.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And work trucks not being oversized trucks.
Correct, just regular size pickup
maintenance type
trucks.
Pickup trucks.
Yeah.
No, no fire trucks that are over
That's the
there.
county. That's the county.
No.
Storage, fire trucks.
That's the county.
So the city is going to go ahead and still, even though this is administrative, that the sidewalk will be okay, the landscape is still going to be achievable. Yeah. And the perimeter wall will be adequate, pilasters, et cetera.
Yeah, so our engineering team has been working with Bryant and coordinating what exactly we need, but our current plans right now show sidewalk, landscape, and we actually have a pedestrian crosswalk, one of the ones flashing beacons to go from one side to the other safely. So we're working on that
Are those
between both
automatic or are
departments.
those push button?
The push button ones where they do the rapid flashing on the rectangle.
Okay. And then there's an automatic gate, so will the drivers have a click button? Or will the gate remain open during business hours
With the push button, yeah,
with the clicker?
clicker, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, my question was because looks like the gate set back from the street. The tail end of a vehicle might stick out the end of it, but it's hard to say with the scale of this project, but.
Yeah, or Brian's coming up, but
Brian Hill from Public Works. Yes, that gate is a setback. One concern we did have was the queue for out there on the street. But my staff, I don't have staff coming in groups of 5 or 6 at a time. It's ones and twosies coming in and out. And like Brad mentioned, there will be a pedestrian crosswalk there for staff to walk from one side of the street to the other, and then there'll be a walk-through gate as well on the side.
Thank you.
and to add to it too, though, there will be shoulder widening. So if someone is trying to get into that gate, they could get away from the main line of travel.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to preempt you.
Would you describe, please, the light? Because I have the elevation here, but it's like really hard to see. If it's going to be the ones that have like the overhead, is it going to be like the new one over by the lake? Is it just going to be, because there's one on Ryder as well, and those are really helpful when you're driving because you see the lights on top.
Yeah, and we just added one on Nuevo too, part of that trail project too. It
Okay.
just was put up, but it's not operating it yet at this point. But from standpoint, the rectangular ones where it's the push button with the rectangular, it fits this situation better because it's not as long of a stretcher going across. You typically put those major mast arms on, wider streets because the pedestrians have further to cross. Here it's about 50 feet, 40 feet, 3 lanes of traffic. That's pretty much it. So the rectangular flashing ones are more suitable for that condition.
Oh, okay, that's why Ryder
Right. It's
on
a little
Evans,
bit.
they're wider streets.
Exactly.
Traffic also travels faster than it would on G Street.
Exactly.
Okay. And then I can't, it's hard to see on the elevations that
Chair Hammond?
the,
Sorry, I just want to reiterate one thing from the staff report that Ms. Garcia mentioned, which is that the site plan review is not before you tonight. The site plan review is administrative, so we're just looking at whether this proposal is consistent with the general plan. So we want to avoid getting into the details of the site plan review.
Yeah, it's just the use. You're looking to see if the use is consistent with the general plan, no details of the parking lot design.
yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah, we're trusting the staff.
Yeah, no, and I think safety is part of like an adequate use.
Yeah.
I think that influences adequate use, so that's why I was asking
Yeah,
safety
yeah.
and not so much
We do need-
aesthetics.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, it would just go up to, it's the conformity, general plan, I'm using the word conformity. Yeah, that's a new one for me, conformity. Okay, well, we usually say conforming to, specific plan, but general plan conformity, I don't think I've seen that one. Anyway, any more questions? I think I'm pretty much, and the crossing, the street crossing is absolutely necessary, of course. Those flashing lights on Paris Boulevard, there's one by the cemetery that you actually push the button, I think it's flashing, but the overhead, if you have school districts, like some of these schools, they need to have both. And I think it's important. But this is, just parking vehicles, fenced in, I'm assuming. Area will be fenced in, secure. Okay. Okay, so Employment Plaza. I hadn't heard that word in a lot. Okay, well, thank you. I don't think we have any more questions. And appreciate it. And this is item 6B. Unless there's any more. Requested action is to adopt resolution 25-25. Determine that the proposed project parking lot expansion for Public Works waiting charge located on the west side of G Street between 7th and Case Road is consistent with the city's general plan based on the findings contained in the resolution. We have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
It's moved by, well, since we don't have it, moved by Commissioner Lopez. Oh, okay.
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Menez. Thought she had me, didn't she?
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Yes.
Commissioner Menez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shively,
Yes.
Chair Hammond.
Yes.
With a vote 5-0, this motion is approved.
Thank you very much. I gotta start drinking that soda. That's what it is. With that, we already moved with public comment up earlier, so we're moving to item 8, business item, the reelection of ad hoc committee continued from September 17, 2025 meeting. Consideration of reelecting members to the ad hoc committee, including nominations and voting. And we did do this so that Commissioner Lopez could be here today just in case. We expect loyalty from you when we do that. And anyone considering, obviously this is, considering this, we want to make sure that understanding that the ad hoc committee, of course, is very important. You screen a lot of things. I did come up with I don't know if she even wants to announce that, but sort of a checklist, and we'll see if she's willing to. That's up to the city if they want to hand it out. But I just did a draft, unpaid, of course. Don't give me that look, It's all free. No FPCC stuff. Well, but understand that this is very important. And it's very important that we have these meetings, or sometimes once a month, probably not more than that. But it's very important because it's sort of the buffer. It's the intermediary to becoming for the commission, and the checklist. All I did, and it's public record. There's nothing, no hiding anything. It's just these are certain areas that would be covered, and kind of puts it in granted. So if I'm gone or you're out of here or whatever reason, 10 years, you can still add to it. But at least you have a basic format. And so that I'll let her expound upon what these nominations mean. But we're just looking for some really good attendance and really good commitment, and also an alternative. So those that may want to redo it or want to change around, we leave that to you this time. So if our planning manager has anything to say, I'll leave it to her.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you stated, you put together this checklist for the ad hoc committee, which I believe will be really helpful in keeping the meeting on point and being able to have the applicant and the planner just go through the points that were included in the checklist to be able to address those things that you as a commission look for when projects come to the Planning Commission. I do want to reemphasize that the ad hoc committee is a big commitment. I know you spent a lot of time reviewing projects for Planning Commission, and you're doing a great job. The ad hoc is also it's an extension of that. And your expertise and in your passion for making the community a better place to live, work, and play shows when you attend the ad hoc committee meetings. But I do want to emphasize that as part of that commitment, your timely participation is really important. As sometimes we have 2 or 3 items on schedule for those meetings. They're not your standard standing meetings. There are meetings that are set up or scheduled upon request or as needed for projects to be able to address concerns that we have previously heard from the commission, and to be able to get it to a point where we can bring them to the Planning Commission in a form that it's acceptable to you. So I just wanted to reemphasize those points. And with that, I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you very much. And I'm only saying this because I emphasize the importance, and how important it has been for those who have been participating, but really important because one of the things it does, it preempts a lot of the things we do at the meetings. So the more we do there, the less we, stress, and time that might be in some cases not, but could at least be benefited because if we have it ironed out, and I just did a checklist, you can always add to it. It's not granted. But the idea is something in hand that's consistent. So it's always asked for things, utilities, things like that, infrastructure. It's a lot of that's on there, so it's really not meant to be a personal, private document. But we make sure we cover these items, but no matter who it is, whether it's a gas station or whether it's an industrial. These are basic things to be asked, and you can always add your professionalism and notes to that. So we really, we're at this point in time. First of all, do we have anybody that would like to obviously either redo it or consider for the first time, drop on, so we leave it to you. But whoever would like to be, we had 2 people, right? And then an alternate? Okay, so we leave it to you. Who would like to be on it? We can go from right to left, left to right, whatever.
I'm always interested in doing the ad hoc committee because of my architecture experience. So.
Okay, that's Vice Chair Shively.
I currently sit as an alternate. If possible, I would love to stay either on the roster, either as a main or alternate. I've gotten a lot comfortable with the meetings. I know how the meetings run now. I know what you guys are looking for, and although I do have a busy schedule, it's still flexible enough for me to fit these schedules in my agenda. So I would love to stay on either as a main or an alternate.
I also would like to continue on, and I'm also open to being on as a alternate or as staying on either one. But I do appreciate these meetings and being able to, after getting to know you all for so long, being able to be kind of like the spokesperson for us and have seen the developers come to us and how much our staff does ahead of time, it really helps being on there. So I don't have an architectural lens, but I do have a pretty lens where I know what looks good and safe, safety and aesthetics.
Okay, so we have three names, and would you, it's up to you whether you want to be an alternate or you want to be the main one.
Shively, how do you feel about it? I'm open to being on the main roster, but
I think all three of us don't really have to be the main role, but it's probably could be all alternate between the three of us. Or the availability of all three of us, or to two of us out of all three per each project.
got you. Patricia, is there a requirement that we have to have an alternate, or can all of us just rotate?
We should have an alternate.
We should have an alternate. It will make it easier to schedule the meetings as opposed to having three main. We can't have three main.
No.
We need to have only two main and one alternate.
So,
So I don't know, I'm in between. Would you want to be a main one, or would you?
I'm okay with being main one, and I'm okay with being an alternate, so.
Get your feet,
Yeah.
get your feet wet to do it?
Yeah, I'll be the main one. I don't mind.
And you?
I don't mind either way either.
I mean,
It's up to you guys. Okay, so you,
I'm okay with me.
okay, so you want to be a main one?
Sure, yes.
Okay. Okay, so we have two nominees for I'm saying the main one.
I think what we have talked about is making sure, like when we have developments, if they come back, making sure that it's the same two people, not having the alternate just pop in and out, but making sure that we track. There's a system to track a project, and if it was the alternate and one of the main ones, if there's a second round, it's the alternate again and not the main one, and not an invitation to the two main ones. I think that.
Definitely my concern with that as well, as I expressed earlier, is the Brown Act.
Oh, yeah, you can't have,
I appreciate the comment. It'll provide consistency in the comments for that particular project, so I do agree with that.
okay. One of the reasons why, and I'm not saying that's a perfect, but by having that, you can have notes, and those notes, always public, but those notes can carry on to the person. So you don't have to be there, but at least you say, oh, they have blue color, blah, blah, wooden such and such. Oh, so it's not a total shock and wasting that guy's. So that's the only one main reason, consistency. And we're probably the only ones in the state of California that do this, incidentally. But nobody does this. I can tell you, nobody does what we're doing. But anyway, that's why we're different as Paris, right? But so we've got two potential nominees for the main.
Our
Okay with
two
an
main committee members.
Yes.
Are
Commissioner
Commissioner Jimenez and
Lopez.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
and we have Vice Chair Shively as an alternate, correct?
Alternate or main, doesn't matter.
No proposed.
We should get formal nominations so we know, and then we need a
Yeah,
vote.
that's what I'm good. I just want to make sure they were okay. Okay, we'll start with Commissioner Lopez would like to be an ad hoc, well, continue as an ad hoc, but this time as I keep saying the main, the primary.
So Chair Hammond, are you then nominating Commissioner Lopez to be a regular or a
For the
primary
nominating
ad
himself.
hoc board member?
Yeah, I'll nominate since.
Ad
that's what
hoc
he wants
committee
to do.
member? Okay, thank you.
Just need a second. I don't think this, it didn't work. So my name to be the primary mover. Yeah, this for some reason is,
Right now, we're just getting nominations.
nominations.
Yeah, and I don't think a motion is needed to nominate. I think any one person can nominate another person, or you can nominate yourself. And then we'll have a motion to formally appoint.
Okay, and so I nominated that one, and Commissioner Lopez. Whoever wants to do it. Yeah. I mean, whatever term, primary me. Primary sounds better, okay. What is secondary? And
Okay.
then you want to be primary?
Commissioner Lopez?
No, we're just nominating. Primary. Commissioner Lopez.
Oh, but he has to, accept? No. He has to nominate somebody, right? Or?
No.
It's open, the floor is open for any of the commissioners to nominate whoever they want for both the two primary as well as the alternate. So we're entertaining further nominations at this point.
You can nominate yourselves, or you can nominate whoever you want.
Sure. I will nominate, I would like to nominate Commissioner Jimenez for primary as well.
And I would like to nominate Vice Chair Shively as alternate.
Absolute shameful. Okay, we have 3 nominations. 2 primary, Commissioner Lopez, Commissioner Jimenez as primary ad hoc committee members, and an alternate as Vice Chair Shively as an alternate. You know, you're still gonna have a lot to say because you know everything. Okay, so we need to vote all at once and not individually.
So it's open, the floor is open for a motion. If there are no further nominations, then any of the commissioners could make a motion that could be to appoint that slate.
Yeah.
And that could be done all at once. It depends on whatever you want in the motion.
All at once is good, okay.
Now I'll go to make a nomination for that, those 3 individuals at the positions they were nominated for.
So is that a motion?
Yeah.
Motion to appoint? Okay. So
We need a second?
We need a second, yeah.
I'll second it. Chairman Hammond. We okay, Sylvia? Okay. We'll have probably to do voice vote, so.
All right. So, I'm sorry.
Well, all 3 at once, so all 3, that whole slate.
Yeah, but who's open,
Okay, but the
who's
one-
doing
the-
the motion?
I think we just.
Restate the motion if you'd
Shively,
like. Motion to
Vice Chair Shively,
appoint.
to appoint the 3 individuals.
Who seconds the motion?
I did, Chairman Hammond. I think I did.
You did.
So to restate the motion, just to clarify, would be a motion to appoint Commissioner Lopez and Commissioner Jimenez as primary members and Commissioner, Vice Chair Shively as an alternate. So that's the motion on the floor.
Thank you. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, we don't have, but, yeah.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Yes.
Commissioner Menez,
Yes?
Vice Chair Shively,
Yes.
Chair Hammond.
Yes.
With a vote of 5-0, this motion is approved. Thank you.
Congratulations, you 3. Congratulations, good. It's gonna be hard work. It's gonna be hard work, guys. Okay. And if you get a chance, get the sheet from her. It's just a draft sheet, but hopefully it'll be helpful. Oh, yeah, of course, of course. It's Microsoft Word, you can always. Okay, with that, thank you very much. You gonna sing for us, or what? No, okay. Item 9, Commissioners' Reports.
This?
Huh? She said yes? Okay. Item 9, Commissioners' Reports and Announcements. Any Commissioner reports and announcements?
I have no reports, but I do want to announce that we officially entered a spooky season. I know the city does hold a couple events. We have like a trunk or treater event and stuff with kids come out with their Halloween costumes and hand out candy. So I'm looking forward to that. And besides that, just wish everybody a good night and a safe weekend.
I don't have any official announcements, but I did want to announce that Commissioner Lopez stole the spooky season report from me. But yes, just everybody have a safe start to fall and get ready to get nice and cozy.
one, right, I got 3 of them. This one, oh, this one.
Huh?
Oh, okay.
He already grouped them for us.
Oh,
So 2.
there we go. Okay. Yeah, we got it. Okay. Okay.
So I'll wait for you to announce these, but I already had the Harvest Festival on my calendar because spooky season is my favorite season. I did want to say, you know, I was invited to be part of a really interesting meeting with the district today. And they have plans for preparing our students, like, long-term for future careers. So having the fire station coming in, I love, because that's part of the things that they're wondering, having our students prepared to enter the workforce, different types of jobs, expanding our, also our internal, the facilities and the parking, like that also, I think, is amazing because it provides additional jobs and resources. And I was sitting back in the meeting, there were parents, there were students, there were different type of roles that work within the school district, from site levels, elementary, middle, high. It was a really good representation of the district. But sitting back, I felt like it would have been nice to have city representation, because one of the statements were just like what workforces are being built or coming into our city to support our students, because when we looked at information, most of the students that graduate from our district usually come back and try to live within the community. Some of them, whenever possible, find jobs within the community and our district. So there was a lot of statements from parents about what opportunities for professional work there is after high school graduation or after graduating college and coming back, and that they don't seem to have a lot of options for them to return and be able to be doctors in the community, psychologists in the community, nurses. Like, there aren't as many within our city. I know Moreno Valley has the hospital, but people like to stay within the city. So I just wanted to bring it here and just, for us to consider. And I know our council does a really good job of planning for the future and really making sure what is best. We went over like the future jobs, what's going to be increasing, what's going to be declining. So one of them was tickets and cashiering. And I was thinking, if we develop a lot of fast food restaurants, that's the first thing that goes. I go to McDonald's, you don't really get a person. So just thinking about those types of developments when we're considering things, about what really is going to create employment and future for our community and what is going to be in decline. And we want to keep our citizens coming back. It feels really much like a hometown in our city, so just maintaining that and making sure that we have opportunities.
I look forward to the holiday season coming up, starting with Halloween. Of course, there's a lot of festivities that are going to be happening, a lot of parades are going to be happening, so I'm looking forward to all of them. And hopefully we can get a position in each of the parades that have come up.
Yeah.
So look forward to
That's
that.
next.
And the other one is, I was asked about the progress of the Skill Center. If you can perhaps update that for us. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You beat me to it because it's been sitting there for a while. Yeah, I appreciate it. We're definitely in the fall. It's dark already, right? It gets dark early for especially school kids, and be safe. Things like that, because it really gets to be touchy-feely. I got hats off real quick, to our engineering and city, because I always beat them up, but then I say nice things about them too. Getz Road is beautiful. I used to ride my bike when I could ride, and I would go up Getz Road, and you risk your life at that time. It's not worth my life going up this street, but they put the center median down. It's nice planting. No palm trees that I know of. Okay, don't put palm trees there. We're going to have a different discussion. But beautiful design on Getz Road. It's your area all the time. And so we really appreciate that going up. And another nice thing, another positive thing, I'm saying positive stuff today. September and Corky's are killing it. I'm there daytime, nighttime. Those got to be the top 2 in the city. I don't care about no one else comes close to that. I'm sorry. That place is packed during the week. And so somebody's really good at good business down there, need some offices down there. But it's really good. And so good things that are happening. EMWD is doing all this stuff all over the place. You got to be careful. G Street up there. It can't be anybody else but EMWD because we don't have the money. But they're fixing streets. They're doing things. They're putting it in. So when we get our 20-story apartment buildings, no, I'm just kidding. 6 is the max, thanks to SB 78. But anyway, there's some good things going in the city. And whether you like them or not, Target is on track. And Walmart, I'm sure, enjoys that. but they're stone throw away from each other, so we got some competition, so hopefully other things will start coming. My only thing was, and it's more of an economic development thing, I don't know what's going on with that Rite Aid. I know it's closed, but I don't know what's going in there. Because I have ideas, but I'm a planning commissioner, so I keep my mouth shut. But that's an empty corner, and we don't have no pharmacy, no theater right now. So we're really starting to get really on ICU when it comes to that. So that's a main location, main site. It was designed in the 90s, don't blame me, okay? Wasn't on the commission. But that's the only thing. The Rite Aid thing is a major thing. And we hope we don't have hangouts, graffiti start coming, things like that. And that's one of those things I get concerned about. Because it is big property. It's a well-viewed property. And there's a wall there. It's a drive-through, so you can easily go around there. So that makes it a concern. And landscaping the whole area. Okay? So with that, we're in the fall season. It's going to be cooler. And so be safe, you know. And with that, we turn it over to our planning manager director for comment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I provide my report, I'd like to turn over this opportunity to the Deputy City Attorney to provide comments.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. I just wanted to point out we do have a relatively new commissioner, and we haven't had a training on the bylaws. If you may not know, especially for Commissioner Menez, we do have, the Planning Commission does have bylaws, and I don't believe we've had a training on the bylaws in a while. And so I did want to point out one particular provision of the bylaws for the commission related to the timing for meetings to conclude, because we have had, our last 2 meetings have gone past midnight. So I did want to point out section 5.2.2 of the bylaws says that the commission shall endeavor to adjourn its meetings not later than 10 p.m. If necessary, business not completed by 10 p.m. will be continued to the next regular or special meeting as determined by the Planning Commission. So obviously, we've not been, focusing on that. And it does say endeavor to adjourn, which means the commission shall try to adjourn by 10 p.m. So when they wrote the bylaws, they understood it's not always going to be completely possible, but that should be the aim and the goal of the commission. And I know staff is going to be making a point to support that and facilitate meeting that goal of trying to conclude meetings by 10 p.m. And we wanted to remind the commission so that you all can do that, can try to aim for that as well and support staff in that endeavor. It's obviously a team effort, and there's a lot that goes into it. Now is not the time to talk about all the possible ways that meetings could be sped up or whatever, but I just wanted to point out that one bylaw provision. And we can circulate a copy of the bylaws if you don't have it. It has a lot of helpful provisions about governing the conduct of the meetings. And that's just it's an 11-page document, so I'm happy to send it out if you need a copy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And we appreciate it. Yeah.
So you actually said endeavor to
That's the key word is endeavor.
adjourn the meeting at 10 o'clock. And then whatever's left over is a special meeting?
So the exact language is, the commission shall endeavor to adjourn its meetings not later than 10 p.m. If necessary, business not concluded by 10 p.m. will be continued to the next regular or special meeting as determined by the Planning Commission. So the commission could decide, let's just adjourn, and whatever is unfinished will go to the next regular meeting, or the commission can call a special meeting. There's a lot of different ways to manage it, but that's the exact language.
And so I think it's just a matter of whether if we're not changing the time, would we need a special session to discuss it, or we'd have to put it on an agenda item to, if we're not making changes, but we still would want to have a training, that would be a special session, or just something we would do part of the regular?
Put a training on a regular meeting agenda
Okay.
if we have a lighter agenda. I
Okay.
don't know that it's strictly needed. I mean, I think if I circulate a copy of the bylaws and you all review
Yeah.
them and then you
Okay.
decide that you would like a training on them, we can
Okay.
do that. I'm
That
happy
makes
to
sense.
do that.
That makes sense.
But for
Okay.
right now, I would say, because the interest is
Yeah.
keep meetings brief, I don't want to add a training session that's not necessary. So, but I think, yeah, we can reconvene and let us know at a future meeting if you'd like to request an item for a training session at any time, then we'll be happy to provide it.
Makes sense. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Were you going to go on about all these wonderful projects that are going to be starting?
All the wonderful things going on in the city of Paris. I do want to start off by sharing with the commission that the city of Paris does have, I believe it's called the Shadow Day. Yes, where where students come to the campus and they shadow directors and managers in different departments of the city to kind of get an idea of what it is that we do. And I hope that has inspired some of our students to get into planning or engineering or any other field or profession that we do offer here in the city. So that's something, and I don't know if you were aware of that, Commissioner
Yeah.
Jimenez, but we do have that that we offer.
I just didn't know how students are selected or how they apply or the process for that. Because I've seen it on social media. I just never knew the process for students so.
Yeah, I don't know the process. It's at the beginning of the year, and
Okay.
I can find out and share that information with you at the next meeting. But I know that it's a lot of students that come to the campus, and it's fun to see them shadow you through the day and kind of see their expressions and their comments, whether or not it's something that they expected or something that, didn't wow them or didn't wow them. So, but it's exciting to share what we do with the students, because I know when I was in high school, I had no idea planning existed. Until, yeah. So sharing what we do as professionals to better our communities, it's really rewarding. So I just wanted to share that thought. I also wanted to, you have in front of you 2 flyers that Sylvia distributed for us. One is the Harvest Festival on October 17th, and it's from 5 to 9 here at City Hall. And we also have the Trunk or Treat on October 24th. And I know that's Commissioner Jimenez's favorite event. And that's from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And it's also here at City Hall, I believe.
I was going to ask that because I was trying to punch in the address into my calendar, and 120 North D Street's not popping up for me. The other one does say City Hall campus, the other one doesn't. So I'm like, okay, there's 101 or 120, so I wanted to make sure it's
Yes,
here.
yes.
120 is where? Was 120 North D Street. That's what I figured, because it was not popping up. 120 Paris, that's what I figured, it was back here. But I was like, typing it in and it's not popping up. Yes, okay. Thank you for clarifying. So it is
Thank you.
here at City Hall.
It's here at
Campus
City Hall.
behind, yes, okay. Thank you.
And for the October 15 meeting, you're going to get the night off. So enjoy it. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
Okay. I think we're in discussion. I'm in discussion with the, I don't even know if I should say this, but in terms of the a tour. And so I'm leaving it to the planning director, who I bug constantly. I am a pest, I admit it. But I gave her some ideas, at least 12 different ideas. So hopefully before raining season, if we can come up with something, the staff is busy, but can squeeze it in so enough time to get it on your calendars. So mixed use is the big issue in the state of California. Nothing else is important. They don't care about warehouses. They care about mixed use. SB 79 should tell you, build the apartments. Yeah, I just don't want them in my backyard. But the idea is there's a lot of good examples out there within the Riverside County. They had to drive a million miles. There's one in Rancho Cucamonga area, but you'd be shocked. Yeah, you'd be shocked at some of the stuff that's out there, and they're moving that direction. There's a lot of apartments. I constantly get phoned. In Cal Matters, they're just building like crazy. We're a little behind, but they're building. Even Temecula, all of these are building. So we just haven't got there yet. So we'll get there. But multifamily, it's just a stepstone housing. You still have single, but multifamily is what the state is pushing. So you got to do it. So that's going to be a big issue. Anyway,
Yep, so we'll
Hopefully.
be working, coordinating it with Sylvia and tapping on your shoulders for any ideas you may have so that we can put this tour together so that we can look at those developments or projects in other jurisdictions and learn from them.
thank you very much. And with that, unless staff has something else, we'd say, hopefully we'll get this computer thing working. But anyway, with that, we move to adjournment. And it'll be a long time before we meet again, but thank you to the IT staff. You didn't sing, so I'm going to hold you to that, okay? Yeah. She's at the mic now. It's not going to happen. Look at that look she gives
I
me.
propose closing every meeting with a jingle.
Yeah. I get that look like, go away. She gives me that look like, I'm okay. Okay, but anyway, adjournment. I don't think we have any problems with names with that. Thank you, staff. And we'll see you in a month. Wow.
I won't be here that day.
Oh, okay.